I met a cool girl online. We chatted lively, hitting it off incredibly well. So I decided to meet her in real life. Who would have thought that person was my sister? I stood before the meeting spot, looking at my sister in her white dress sitting there. In a blink, I felt the sky and earth collapsing. Taking advantage while she hadn't noticed, I quickly pulled out my phone. My soul not yet settled, I sent her a message. We're not compatible at all. Let's break up then. I hurriedly slipped away. Who knew she turned into the wind and chased after me? I ran, she pursued. She chased, I ran. Even if I grew wings, it would be hard to escape. The person I connected with was through my secondary WeChat account. She was warm and sunny, open and easygoing. The only exception was that we'd never seen each other's faces. Everything about her was exactly my type. I dove headfirst into the date like a madman. We agreed to meet tomorrow. About this meeting, I was a bit nervous. Standing in front of the wardrobe, picking out a suit for half an hour. Still couldn't decide which one to wear. Ding dong, the phone suddenly rang. It was a message from my online love interest. Little Carrot, well, meet tomorrow. I was thrilled. Her online nickname was Miss Bunny, so I named myself Brother Carrot. I grinned ear to ear, hugging my phone as I lay on the bed. She sent 3 more messages. I'm super looking forward to meeting you. Excited or not excited? Baby, you must be really eager to meet to write. Even through the screen, I could still sense her excitement and liveliness. Of course, I was excited to meet. This was my first time falling in love. Moreover, it was an online love that had lasted over a year. I truly had deep feelings for her. But seeing her so cute like this, I suddenly felt playful and wanted to tease. Wanted to say the opposite, to poke fun at her, to see how she'd react. Not that excited, I sent that line. The other side went silent for a long time, no response. I didn't know what she was doing. I started to panic a little, worried she might actually be angry. I hurriedly opened the chat to explain when ding dong, she suddenly sent a photo. It was a faceless photo. In the photo, she wore a tight black outfit, her figure slim and tall. The most striking were those long, smooth white legs. I stared at the phone screen, shocked, speechless. I'd always thought she was the soft and cute type of girl. Who knew she was actually a cool big sis type? She was truly stunningly beautiful. Baby, what about now? Excited to meet me. My heart pounded. Excited, of course, I said while staring at the photo, grinning foolishly. Suddenly, my mom called. She said she'd finished cooking the late-night snack. Told me and my sister to come down to the dining room. I have a stepsister from my dad's side, 3 years older than me. Her name is Shen Yue. For years ago, my mom remarried to her dad. I moved with my mom into the Shen family home. Uncle Shen was a big shot in finance, with endless wealth, but he was approachable, not arrogant at all. He and my mom loved each other deeply. He treated me like his own son. Shen Yue was the heir to the Shen family, often abroad handling company affairs. I rarely saw her. In the few rare encounters, we only exchanged polite, awkward words, with a faint sense of distance. A few days ago, she suddenly returned to the country, said it was to meet someone very important. During her time back, she stayed at home. Uncle Shen and my mom were thrilled about Shen Yue coming home, especially my mom. She spent the whole day in the kitchen preparing delicious dishes, kept feeding Shen Yue, saying that since she rarely came home, she must feel the warmth of family. I knocked on Shen Yue's door, politely asked, "Sis, are you asleep yet?" "Not yet, what's up?" Through the door, a cold voice came from inside the room. "Nothing much. Mom said to come down for the late-night snack she cooked." "Okay, I'll be down in a bit." When Shen Yue arrived, I'd already finished 2 bowls of chicken soup and burped. Gotta admit, my mom's cooking skills were top-notch. As I reached for another bowl of chicken soup, my mom was quick-eyed and handy. Immediately smacked my hand. "Kid, how much have you eaten already?" "Your sister hasn't eaten yet." Shen Yue wore a long black dress, her slim figure sitting across from me, politely spoke. "If you like it, eat more." Seeing her so yielding and sensible, my mom was instantly filled with maternal love. Scoop a full bowl for her. Shen Yue looked at the bowl overflowing with chicken, suddenly didn't know how to eat it. I signaled her with my eyes. If you can't finish, give some to me. She ignored me completely. Humph. I knew it that yielding act earlier was fake. Uncle Shen looked at Shen Yue. A bit curious, a bit nosy, asked Yue. I heard this time you came back to meet someone important. Hearing that, Shen Yue suddenly stopped sipping her soup, not sure who she was thinking of. Her face instantly flushed red. She uttered, then bowed her head and gulped down the soup frantically, trying to use the bowl to hide her blazing red face. But how could the bowl cover it? Since even her neck was red, she was embarrassed. Oh my god. The scene before me made my jaw nearly drop to the floor. Though over the years, my sister and I rarely met, but I clearly recognized she was a very cold person. Perhaps because from a young age, she'd taken over the company, rolling in the battles of the business world. So she was calmer and sharper than her peers, always keeping a face without a ripple. So forget about embarrassed. Before I almost never saw her show any emotion, but now she was blushing because of this important person. My intuition told me something big was up. Seeing Shen Yue's reaction, Uncle Shen and my mom exchanged smiles. Understanding something looks like you've got a situation. She didn't respond, just bowed her head and drank soup, her face redder than a lantern. Uncle Shen and my mom had always worried Shen Yue would be lonely forever. Though she was beautiful, highly educated, the perfect goddess type, but her personality was too cold. From childhood to now, with guys wanting to approach, she always kept a cold demeanor, like pushing people 1,000 miles away. They worried Shen Yue's cold personality might make guys dislike her, or even that she didn't like guys. Who knew she was secretly in love? This shocked them immensely. Seeing everyone focused on Shen Yue, I sneaked a grab for the big chicken leg. Congrats, sis. When will you bring brother-in-law home for a meal? As I teased Shen Yue, I reached with my chopsticks toward the soup pot. In that moment of inattention, very naturally, picked up the big chicken leg I'd craved for so long into my bowl. As I bit into the chicken leg, my mom's nagging rang out, eat. You only know how to eat. Have you learned anything from your sister? When will you bring a daughter-in-law home for mom? I didn't reply, mouth chewing away. In my heart, I thought, how does mom know I don't have one? It's just that I haven't met her yet. The relationship isn't stable, so I haven't said. Once we meet, I'll bring her home for a big surprise for mom. Today was the day to meet my online love interest. I sat in the car, took a photo holding a bouquet of cherry blossoms, sent it to her. I'm almost there. Look, I even brought your favorite cherry blossoms. The photo didn't show my face, because she and I agreed no face reveals before meeting. To have that surprise feeling when we meet. In the photo, only the formal outfit and the mesmerizing bouquet of cherry blossoms. The message just sent. She replied, thanks baby, I love cherry blossoms the most. I'm here. Wait for you, okay. The meeting spot was the CMGiang International Hotel, chosen by her, the city's most luxurious hotel. A meal costing up to 6 figures. The top choice for lavish banquets. I followed the directions to the 6th floor, the entire floor booked by her. Before the large bright glass window, a girl sat quietly on the sofa. She wore a pure white dress, her figure slender and tall. Sunlight through the window slanted down, casting a gentle glow on her. Her delicate back view was captivating. Just looking at her back, I already felt how wonderful she was. I held the bouquet standing behind the door, my heart pounding nonstop. Took a deep breath. I was about to step toward her. Just then she turned around, suddenly revealing her face. A face exactly like Shen Yue's. I was like seeing a ghost, quickly ducked back behind the door. Oh god, online love, and it's my sister. What a melodramatic twist. How could I have guessed? The phone held the sweet, nagging little sister and the cold, composed Shen Yue were the same person. Suddenly remembered. Earlier she said this time back in the country was to meet someone very important. At the time I thought, what big deal? Now thinking back, brother-in-law turned out to be me, my mind in chaos. Just then, the phone in my pocket buzzed. It was a message she just sent. Baby, have you arrived? I think I heard a sound at the door. Looking at the message on the phone, my heart was a mix of 5 flavors. Hesitated for a moment, trembling in fear. I typed a line. We're not compatible. Let's break up. The message just sent. Shen Yue was sitting on the sofa, eagerly waiting. Suddenly stood up abruptly. She stared in shock at the sudden breakup message, as if she couldn't believe her eyes. Stunned for a long time, she typed frantically, sent me countless messages. You're joking, right? Baby, wah, I don't think this joke is funny at all. Don't say that again, okay? Why aren't you replying to me? My mind went blank. This situation was too tangled. Really didn't know what to say. Seeing no reply from me, Shen Yue seemed to go mad, on the verge of collapse. Her fingers shaking as she typed. Do you really want to break up? Did I do something wrong to make you angry? Tell me. I'll fix it right away. Don't break up, okay? I don't want to break up. I don't agree. Where are you? Looking at the chat flooding with messages, I was flustered, didn't know what to do. I decided to leave here first. If Shen Yue saw me, I wouldn't know how to explain. I tiptoed and turned, about to leave. Just then, the phone in my pocket suddenly rang, making me jump. It was Shen Yue calling. Seeing I wasn't replying, she anxiously called directly. In the quiet lobby, my phone ringtone echoed clearly, immediately giving away my position. I panicked utterly, quickly turned it off, put on my hat and bolted. Shen Yue seemed to realize something, immediately strode long steps chasing me. Brother Carrot, it's you, right? I cursed inwardly. Why call my online name? In real life, being called by my online name was mortifying. In the long hallway, I wore the hat, covering my face as I ran ahead. She strode her long legs chasing behind. My heart completely collapsed. Sis, please don't chase anymore. I didn't dare imagine if she caught me, knowing the baby she called every day was me. How awkward would it be as siblings? I suspected Shen Yue had been training to run fast. Since when? Why was one step of hers equal to 5 of mine? Seeing her about to catch up, a savior appeared. A staff member pushing a cart suddenly appeared at the hallway corner, blocking Shen Yue's path. The staff appeared too abruptly. Shen Yue saw the cart-pushing staff. Her feet couldn't stop in time, uncontrollably crashed straight into the cart. In a flash, the expensive desserts in the cart, along with Shen Yue, tumbled to the ground. Ice cream from the cake smeared all over the carpet, even stuck to her dress. Shen Yue, usually cold and elegant, now looked a bit pathetic, but she didn't care. Quickly stood up to continue chasing, but was held back by the staff, taking that chance. I dashed into the elevator like lightning. In the elevator, I slumped to the floor. Even in the 1,000-meter race in pay class, I'd never gone all out like this. Online girlfriend, why did it have to be Shen Yue? Anyone else would do. Why her? The date I'd anticipated for so long turned into a horrifically embarrassing scene. Truly, as the saying goes, online love is blissful at first, but once you meet, it's like entering a furnace. Leaving the hotel, I thought this big cherry blossom bouquet, heavy to run with, and bringing it home wasn't right. So I left it on the bench outside the hotel. By the time I got home, it was dark. Shen Yue still hadn't returned. She was probably still searching for me out there. My phone kept ringing nonstop. Over 90 messages, all from Shen Yue. Baby, why did you run away? What on earth happened? Why suddenly want to break up? Did I do something bad? I can fix it. Say something. No matter what, I won't agree to break up, not even if beaten to death. Where are you? Are you okay? I thought it over. Still decided I couldn't let her know the truth about the breakup. After all, we're siblings living under one roof. Lower your head and you don't see, raise it and you do. If this got out, from now on seeing each other would just be pure awkwardness. The phone kept popping up messages. Why break up after all? Say something. Even through the screen, I could feel her anxiety. I took a deep breath, coldly typed on the phone screen, because I realized, your face isn't the type one like. She replied immediately, baby, you finally replied. So what type of face do you like? I can change. I was shocked. How do you change a face? She immediately replied, I can get plastic surgery. To the type you like. I was astonished, nearly dropped my phone. Shen Yue, are you okay? This kind of love even zombies would spit it out. I replied, no surgery. She asked again, so what now? I cruelly typed, I don't like you. If I say break up, we break up. Don't message me anymore. One more message and I'll block you. No more messages. The phone went quiet. I went to my room to sleep. I went to the desk, picked up the porcelain bunny on the table. It had been placed there for a long time. I glanced at it. This was a pink bunny, clutching a large carrot, tightly refusing to let go. It looked very possessive. It was handmade by Shen Yue, sent to me when our relationship hit 1 month. At the time she said, baby, I'm this bunny, and you're my carrot. That sweet line made me adore it. From the day I received it, I always cherished and kept it, placed on the desk in my room. But after today I sighed, couldn't bear to throw it away. Finally, I put it in the cabinet. After the breakup, Shen Yue's aura was terrifyingly low. During the day she worked like a maniac at the company. At night she drank like a maniac at bars, trying to numb herself with work and alcohol. Her condition worsened. My mom and Uncle Shen watched, their hearts burning with worrying. At first, when Shen Yue fell in love, they were overjoyed, thinking she finally opened up. Who knew her romantic path would be so bumpy? It took so much mental effort to love once, and now she nearly lost half her life. The two of them took turns advising, coaxing in every way, talking until their mouths were dry, but she still wouldn't eat or drink. My mom muttered, that guy is really... When they met, he chatted so nicely with your sister, but when it came to the date, he found an excuse to ditch her. So fickle. In your kid's terms, isn't he called a scumbag? I thought to myself, actually no need to hide. That scumbag is standing right in front of you, Mom. Both advised endlessly to no avail. My mom said, go up and advise your sister. I pointed at myself. Yes, you young ones talk easier with each other. Go advise your sister. Uncle Shen also urged me to the door of Shen Yue's room. Through the door crack, I saw her sitting by the window, shoulders trembling slightly. Occasionally sobs echoed. Just looking at her back, I could feel her sky-deep sadness. She was crying so immersed that she didn't hear my knock. I had to walk straight to her side. Only when close did I see she was hugging a bouquet. It was the cherry blossom bouquet I meant to give, but ended up leaving on the bench outside the hotel. That hotel was near the sea. Birds often came to forage. At the time I thought, this cherry blossom bouquet wasn't convenient to bring home. Throwing it away was a pity, so leave it for the birds to eat. Who knew Shen Yue picked it up? A few cherries had bite marks. Delicious, I suddenly spoke. She startled, snapped her head up, clearly just noticing me. When did you arrive? Then hurriedly wiped the tears from her eyes, trying to act cold and calm as usual. Her tone composed. Just now I pulled a chair and sat beside her. My eyes fell on the vibrant red cherry blossoms, crystal clear, and asked bitter or sweet, though I hadn't tasted. But it must be sweet, right? After all, I'd watered that tree so many times, cared for it so long. When I was in online love with Shen Yue, she said she liked eating cherries. I adopted a cherry tree in the suburban garden, wanting her to eat cherries grown by my own hands. Before the meeting day, it happened to ripen a batch. I picked them and bundled into a bouquet for her. I hadn't even tasted one yet. Didn't know if a newbie farmer like me grew tasty fruit. Shen Yue saw me staring at the cherry bouquet. She was a bit embarrassed, hugged the bouquet tighter to her chest. Haven't eaten, but it must be sweet. She said she'd picked it up days ago, but still hadn't eaten. Aren't you going to eat it, sis? I pointed to the bitten cherries. She looked down at them, her expression clearly unhappy, her voice full of jealousy. The birds ate them. Not me, jealous even of birds. Why didn't you eat? If you don't, it'll spoil. Couldn't bear to, she said sadly. This is the last thing he left for me. Eating one means one less. What do you mean, last thing? Sounds kinda weird. But from the mouth of the freshly dumped Shen Yue, it somehow made sense. Looking at those bright red fruits, I couldn't help swallowing. Tried asking, can I try one? No way, she refused immediately. Hugged the bouquet tight, clutched it possessively. I couldn't bear to eat it either. Okay. Turns out I toiled so long to grow them. In the end, I didn't get to eat. You couldn't bear to either, so the birds got them. I glanced at the floor. There were 7 or 8 bottles of wine, a few already empty. Shenyui's phone on the table, screen lit. The interface was the chat history with Brother Carrot. These past days, she kept rereading their old chats, over and over, trapping herself in memories, unwilling to step out, weaving her own cocoon to imprison herself, drawing lines in the dirt to make her own prison. Just like me, she picked up a wine bottle, poured herself a glass, about to drink more. The wine just touched her lips. I blocked it. Don't drink anymore. How much have you drunk lately, sis? Don't drink and don't look at this stuff anymore. I held her hand with the glass, a bit agitated, not sure if I was advising her or myself. Isn't it just a breakup? Can't you cheer up? Can't you let yourself go? Shenyui smelled faintly of wine, her peach blossom eyes misty with tears. She looked at me, a bit confused by my actions. She knew I came to advise, but didn't expect me to be so worked up. After all, we were siblings. Our relationship was always just polite and courteous, even somewhat distant and cold. I had no reason to get emotional over her affairs. My hand still gripped her wrist tightly. She looked down, her face unhappy, then yanked her hand away, let go. At the same time, the wine in the glass splashed out. The wine landed right on the lit phone screen, accidentally activating the voice call to Brother Carrot. Seeing the phone screen, Shenyui panicked, hurriedly tried to end the call, because Brother Carrot had told her not to send even one more message, or head block her. So since the breakup, even though she missed him to madness, she didn't dare send a single message. Who knew? Now wine caused a mistaken voice call. Shenyui was terrified. I was even more terrified because my WeChat was logged into the Brother Carrot account, and the phone wasn't on silent. Sure enough, the next second my phone rang as expected. In the quiet room, the piercing ringtone. Shenyui, about to end the call, froze, slowly raised her head to look at me. She'd just called the other side, and my phone here rang. Hard not to make one suspicious. I was extremely panicked. My mind raced. It's a friend calling. I lied. My finger hurriedly rejected the call, but pretended to answer, using all my acting skills to perform solo hello. What does Zia Kong want from me? Broke up and now your girlfriend's like this. I told you she had issues, you didn't believe. Now you know. Don't cry. It'll come over right now. Back then my friend once called in the middle of the night, crying about his ex. Now those stories became material for my act. Under Shen Yui's suspicious gaze, I pretended to talk on the phone, while quickly slipping out of her room. Just outside, I breathed a sigh of relief. Life really isn't easy, all relying on acting. The next second the phone rang again. Who now? I looked down. This time it really was a friend calling. Mujay, did you badmouth me? As soon as I answered, the wronged friend yelled. How did you know? I just sneezed, must be you. If nothing's up, I'm hanging up. Just out of Shen Yui's room. I was all tangled up, just about to hang up. He suddenly said, one more thing, Liu Ryan is back. She's looking for you. Liu Ryan was the girl I once liked. For years ago, when my mom and Uncle Shen remarried, I moved with my mom into the Shen home. The Shen and Liu families were family friends. The two families were very close, often gathered for meals. Liu Ryan was the eldest daughter of the Liu family, gentle and elegant. After meeting many times, I gradually developed feelings for her. My feelings showed clearly. She noticed but didn't reject, accepted all the gifts I gave, making me mistakenly think she liked me too, until I heard her calmly explain to others that she only saw me as a friend, with no romantic feelings at all. Then I realized I'd been lovesick on my own. She and I had no special relationship, just ordinary friends. She clearly didn't like me, just enjoyed the feeling of being pursued. My feelings for her were snuffed out in the cradle. After that, I proactively cut contact with her. She didn't care. Thought in a few days I'd come crawling back like a puppy. Reality proved she overthought. After that, she went abroad to study. We completely lost touch. A few days ago, she returned to the country. Asked around about me. My friend said, "So what did you say?" I said, "You're doing great." In online love with a girl 100 times better than her. She was shock-stunned for a long time, then hung up. Haha, she must be fuming on the other end. My friend only knew I had an online girlfriend, so he dragged my online girl out to piss off Liu Ryan, to make her mad to death. But he didn't know my online girlfriend was Shen Yue, and even less that we'd broken up. Ding dong, the doorbell suddenly rang. I hung up and went downstairs to open the door. As soon as I opened it, hit by a delicate and refined face. The person in front wore a pink dress, slender figure, lips curved in a faint smile. Mujay, it was Liu Ryan. Speak of the devil and she shall appear. In the living room, Liu Ryan sat on the sofa, took the teacup from my mom, smiled elegantly and properly. I just returned to the country recently. Came especially to visit Uncle Shen and Auntie. My mom and Uncle Shen didn't know about the past between me and Liu Ryan. In their eyes, Liu Ryan was an elegant, open-minded girl, well-educated, talented, from a good family. The more they looked, the more they liked chatting enthusiastically. But I didn't want to join. I made an excuse to slip away, but was grabbed by a tiny hand. Mujay, play with me. It was Liu Xiaofeng, Liu Ryan's 6-year-old brother. Liu Xiaofeng always liked to trail after his sister. This time Liu Ryan came to my house. The little guy insisted on coming too. What do you want to play? I asked. Got puzzles. I like puzzles. His eyes lit up. No. Then got a game console. Yeah, no, I answered honestly. Huh, why is there nothing fun? Fine, I'll play with the dog then. He spread his arms and ran to our little white. Wanted to pet the dog. Woof woof. Little white barked 3 times, scaring him back. Kids 5 or 6 are fine, whatever. I suddenly remembered. In my room I had a comic book set, suitable for him to read. So I dragged the little rascal into my room, opened the cabinet. Inside was a neat stack of children's comics. I took one and gave it to him. What's this? So pretty, but he noticed something in the cabinet corner. It was the porcelain bunny Shen Yue gave me. Since the meeting, I'd always kept it in the cabinet, afraid Shen Yue would see. I didn't answer the kid's question, but closed the cabinet. Stay here and read nicely, okay? Don't touch my stuff. Got it? The kid pretended to be good and nodded, but his eyes still sneakily glanced at the cabinet. Mujay, a gentle voice sounded. Turned around. Saw Liu Ryan standing at the room door. Didn't know how long she'd been there. Can I talk to you for a bit? On the spacious balcony, Liu Ryan and I sat facing each other. I heard you have an online love. She got straight to the point. What does it have to do with you? My tone cold. Liu Ryan pretended to advise. Online love has so many risks. You haven't even seen her face. How do you know what kind of person she is? Be careful not to get scammed, she advised me. What if she's ugly? What if she's dirt poor? Instead of finding someone online, why not look at people in real life? Maybe you'll find someone better. She pointed to herself. Actually, every day abroad I missed you. Back then I wasn't mature. Didn't know to cherish you. If you give me another chance. No, I interrupted her. Liu Ryan, the past is past. If let it go. I don't like you. Please don't bother me anymore. With that I stood up and left. Just past the blind spot suddenly. Bumped into a wall of flesh. Looked up. Met the bright eyes of Shen Yue. Online love. Shen Yue slightly raised her head to look at me. Damn, why did she overhear? Why are you eavesdropping on people? I felt a bit guilty. Who said eavesdropping? Her voice gentle. I was standing here admiring the view properly. You guys were talking too loud. Those words just drilled into my ears. Couldn't not hear if I tried. Shen Yue had incredibly beautiful peach blossom eyes. When speaking, the corners slightly upturned. Already mesmerizing. She stepped closer slightly. Her voice puzzled. Why such a coincidence? Turns out both of us have online loves. Yeah, quite the coincidence. Even more coincident. Your online girlfriend is me. Coincidence enough to shock you yet? She stared at me intently, her eyes no longer politely distant like before, but with a hint of probing. She seemed to start suspecting me. As I was getting flustered under that gaze, suddenly a saving sound rang out. "Dinner time," my mom waved from afar. I slipped away like lightning. Shen Yue watched my retreating back, slightly furrowed her brows. Not sure what she was thinking. Just into the house. Liu Ryan came looking for me, face worried. "Mu Zhe, where's my brother? Wasn't he in my room reading?" I asked. Liu Ryan replied, "I just looked for him. He's not there." Dinner paused. Everyone split up to search for Liu Xiaofeng. The whole house turned upside down. Everywhere searched. Still no sign. Where did that little rascal run off to? I stood in the yard looking around anxiously, worried to stamping my feet. Suddenly from the doghouse came a noise. A childish voice whined, "Stupid dog. This carrot is fake and you eat it." I hurried toward the sound. Turns out Liu Xiaofeng had crawled into the doghouse, fighting over something with Little White. The two wouldn't yield. Liu Xiaofeng hugged it tight, not letting go. Little White bit tight, not releasing. And what they were fighting over, when I saw clearly, my heart shattered. It was the porcelain bunny and carrot Shen Yue gave me. "Liu Xiaofeng, you little brat." I was both angry and worried. Told him not to touch my stuff, yet he still took it. Not only took it, but showed it off everywhere. Even showed it in front of Little White. Little White loved carrots most. Saw a carrot and lunged to bite. But it wasn't too smart. Couldn't tell real carrot from fake. The situation critical. If they kept fighting, my porcelain would break. Had to separate them now. I was about to act, when another hand faster reached into the doghouse. Pulled out Liu Xiaofeng and Little White. Shen Yue left hand grabbing Liu Xiaofeng, right hand carrying Little White. "Xiaofeng, so you were here." Shen Yue puzzled. "What are you two fighting over so intensely?" I stood beside, panicked to death. "Why did she come here?" Liu Xiaofeng stammered, held up the porcelain bunny and carrot in front of Shen Yue, fighting over this when she saw the item clearly. Shen Yue froze, her eyes lit with undisguised joy. She was delighted. Quickly took the porcelain to examine closely, confirmed it was the gift she'd once given her online boyfriend. Then looked at Liu Xiaofeng, urgently asked, "Who gave this to you?" I was utterly panicked, eyes desperately signaling Liu Xiaofeng not to say. "Don't say it." I didn't dare think if it came out, how awkward Shen Yue and I would be. Liu Xiaofeng looked at the sharp Shen Yue, scared to trembling, before Shen Yue's strong presence. The kid didn't dare lie, so he pointed at me. I took it from Brother Mu Zhe's room. In a flash, the air froze. Shen Yue raised her head to look at me, her eyes like waves crashing over millennia. At the dinner table, Shen Yue sat to my left, Liu Ryan to my right. This was truly the most grueling meal in my history. Liu Ryan picked some broccoli for me with chopsticks, smiled gently. "Mu Zhe, this is good. Eat more." I was about to refuse. Then Shen Yue beside me suddenly heaved coldly. "Mu Zhe." She looked at Liu Ryan, her tone unfriendly. "So close, huh?" Shen Yue picked the broccoli from my bowl, added a chopstick of carrots. He doesn't like broccoli, he likes carrots. Then Shen Yue let out a shocking HMPH, her voice sweetly for a millennium. "Mu Zhe, carrots are good. Eat more." Shen Yue, "That's enough." Everyone at the table, stunned by Shen Yue's actions, surprised looking at me and her. I blushed, head down, wolfing down food. Midnight. I lay on the bed thinking about today's events. Tossed and turned, couldn't sleep. Ding dong, phone, got a message from Miss Bunny. "If you haven't slept yet, open the door, okay? I'm at your room door." I hesitated, got up, opened the door. Shen Yue stood at the door. She wore white pajamas, slender figure, her wavy hair lightly draped over her shoulders. Seeing me open the door, she smiled faintly at me. "Looks like tonight I'm not the only one sleepless." She smiled, eyes curving. My heart suddenly pounded hard. "What do you want from me?" I looked at her. Her eyes burned. Stepped closer slightly. The person I've been searching for turns out right beside me. How could I be so dumb? Only realizing now. "Mu Zhe, so many things happened lately. Don't you have anything to say to me?" The night silent. Her voice echoed in the house, unusually clear. I worried it'd wake Mom and Uncle Shen, so pulled her into the room. Just close the door. Sorry, I immediately apologized. Before I avoided you, because I didn't know how to face these feelings. Her voice gentle, no need to apologize. I never blamed you. I know what you're worried about. Rest assured our relationship won't affect our parents' relationship. Whatever obstacles in the future, we'll face them together, okay? I looked at her seriously. The girl before me, slender, a head shorter than me, looked fragile, but her words were firm, giving a sense of security. She slightly raised her head. Moonlight shone on her, making her eyes sparkle. She quietly looked at me, still waiting for my answer. For some reason, I felt at that moment she was like a bunny, a cute yet brave little bunny. In a blink, I was filled with courage. Decided to say okay. Hearing me say that, she immediately smiled radiantly, pounced and hugged me tight. I also held her tight. The girl before me smiled like a flower. In the silent night, like the North Star shining bright, illuminating everything around, also illuminating my heart. I knew our sibling status, in the future more or less, would hinder our feelings, but I wasn't afraid, knowing she loved me regardless of everything. I wasn't afraid of anything anymore. As long as we stayed firm together, all obstacles were insignificant. I gently kissed her forehead. I love you. Well, definitely be happy.